Hello, I'm Mike Craddock from Tyre Show UK, and I'd like to show you the unboxing of the Inferno Neo 4.0. Very popular in the VE range now, and it's always been a popular ready set that we've had in the UK. So this is the latest colour and version. So let's have a look what we got in the box. So let's look in the box at the Tyre Show Inferno Neo 4.0. So you take it out of the box, you've got the manual there. Please remember to remove these zip ties that you have here. A lot of people I've seen just carry on using them without unclipping them, just cut them with a pair of clippers. So you have your transmitter in this box, nicely packed away in a bubble wrap. And then you have another bag with some tools and a wheel spanner and a nice 4-way spanner and some Allen keys. So first of all, you have the Tyre Show transmitter, which is a KT231P pistol grip. So you've got a nice sponge on your steer wheel. This is your third channel, so you can operate that if you have another model, but the receiver comes with that. You have a trigger, so it's 50% that way, 50% that way, set up for the electric, but you can also adjust it if you'd like to set it in a different way, but you'd have to read your manual. You can adjust the trigger, so you've got 75% throttle movement for a bit more control and 25% for braking, but you can set all it up so that it doesn't feel any different, but you will find it feels smoother, more throttle control. Easy to use, no screen on it. You've got your throttle trim, your forward and throttle EPA. So this adjusts the amount of your throttle that you need. You have your steering trim and your dual rate. Dual rate, you can turn your steering down so you can go full lock on your steering, but this will restrict it to half, quarter or 3/4 or full steering. So it's good for adjustments in the wet or tricky conditions, or if you need full lock, or if you're beginning. And the same with your forward here, you can adjust your speed. So if you've got a beginner or a youngster, then you can adjust this down, and no matter how much trigger he or she puts on, you can adjust so that they don't get out of control and into trouble. And then you have your throttle EPA, which also is for your reverse, for your brake as well. And then you have reverse servos or normal, and the same for the steering. Your on and off switches here. This is your charging unit. It's a 6-volt DC, goes in. So you can put dry cell batteries in, AA's, 4 of them, or you can put AA rechargeables in. Now you have the car. Very thick shock absorber on there with plenty of positions. You can move your shocks around, so you can tune it in, fine tune it. A nice setup, nice Larry body shell, different colour this time, so it's plenty bright. Standard plastic wing on the back, very durable but works very well. And some good robust bashing tyres. So plenty of grip all round. You can use them virtually anywhere on any track conditions. So we've taken the body off, which is held by these 2 holes and body posts here with 2 body clips. This is your receiver box. It keeps all your receiver nice and dry. This is your servo, high torque, metal geared waterproof servo within reason. The waterproofing, you know, if you get it wet, you dry your model down afterwards and clean it and put it somewhere dry and dry it off. Just don't leave it in the wet, because you will have problems. Nothing's fully waterproof, as we say. So then we go on to the motor, and that is a KV2300 brushless. So you can see your 3 cables that go into the speed controller. You have a 2-piece engine mount. So it's undo this screw and this screw down the bottom, and you can adjust your pinions to make it go faster, to get that top end speed out of it. So it's an easy undo, slide along, clamp back up, and then you're all set to go with that. So you have your 120 amp 2S or 4S speed controller, and so it will run on 3S as well. Easy to set up. You can just switch it on or hold the button down to preset how you'd like it with your endpoints and that. It should be all preset with it, but if you have any trouble, then you can reset it again. And you can also set some different specifications on how you'd like the feel of the performance by going through a number of light settings, but you'd need to read the manual for that. I like the battery holder because you can hold 2 batteries upright either side, or you can have the block before, and you get another set of connecting leads, so that if you're running the 2 batteries, then you just plug that in and plug your 2 back in, or if you're running the easier way, is the block, and you can set it like that. Suspension's really good, oil filled, 8-hole pistons, ready to go. You can change the oil as well how you like it, but they come pretty good preset. Ride height is already preset as well, as you can see, and you get turnbuckles on your steering and on your top links as well, so you can adjust your camber settings. So there's a lot of functions on this car. It's based on the old Inferno chassis, which when it was a Nitros won many world championships, so you know that this chassis is a good performance. And you can see it's a good solid aluminium chassis underneath with your spur gears and side guards for protection. So we're looking at the rear end of the car. Obviously you take the zip ties off, you can a full drip, so please remember to take them off when you get them in the kit. But you can adjust a lot of the camber links, you can move them up and down. This is in the center. If you raise them, it will make it stiffer, so you're lowering the roll center, and if you lower them, then you're raising the roll center and it will make it looser on the back end. So when you're on a high grip track, you probably want to move it up to the top, and if you're in a half and half track, then obviously in the middle, and then if you're on a really slippery track, then put it low link down the bottom. And plus you can shorten the link as well with the turnbuckles. With the turnbuckles here, you can adjust the length of your link. The longer the link is, the lazier the car is or slower it reacts. The shorter the link, the faster the car reacts. Plus you can adjust your suspension. You got an in and an out hole, and you can adjust in various positions. Adjusting from the top makes it more refined, and then adjusting it from the bottom makes it a lot more aggressive, vice versa. Also you can adjust your toe in and toe out with changing these blocks, and there's a facility here for adding the anti-roll bar option kits. Plus you can adjust your wing up and down with this mount here, going lower, so the flatter you have the wing, the less downforce, and the higher and more angle you have the wing, the more downforce. This will make it more stable in the air and also around corners and that. If you're finding that the car's pushing a little bit around the corners, if you lower the wing, you'll get less downforce, and that will give some more grip to the front rather than all the pressure going onto the back tyres, and that will help you around corners. Very much the same with the front of the car. You have many front shock positions you can go in. Again, you have the outer and inner hole, and you've got the top link where you can move the positions again. And these are set on the high because you've got quite a bit of weight at the front on this car, so you want it a bit stiffer. So you've lowered the roll center by raising this link. And again, you can adjust the camber with your turnbuckles as well, so you've got a bit there. And also again, just behind the bumper, you can have the anti-roll bar feature as well as a good option. You've got the servo saver here, which is adjustable by doing this up. I suggest that you put that up to halfway if you're running a lot on the high grip tracks or on the road. This will help your steering. So you can see servo saver working there, so it's saving the gears on your servo, so you make it stronger. But if you do turn it up, you do run the risk of, if you have a serious crash, then you do run the risk of crunching the gears. The new body is really nice, pre-deckled and pre-painted with backed silver to get that good bright fluorescent effect. Made of Lexan or polycarbonate, but very strong and endurable, so makes the car stand out. You get a very good manual with the Inferno Neo, fully comprehensive, so you can fully rebuild the car. I do recommend that you read the instructions. I know us guys, we like to just get the kit out and mess around with it until we can't figure out something, then we start reading the instructions, but sometimes that's a bit risky. I know it's more fun to do it the other way, but I do recommend that you fully read, especially this booklet as well for the Inferno Neo, like instruction operating manual. It tells you everything, how to set the speedo, how to do the batteries, plugging them in, strapping them in properly so that you don't get any damage with your batteries. So I strongly recommend you read or look over both manuals before you start having fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check our website out, kyoshoeurope.com, and check the links below.